Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review, and today from Mattel in their Masters of the Universe Origins line, we are featuring Thunder Punch He-Man, heroic leader with a power punch. So this is a deluxe figure set, that's why it's on the larger card back. Pow! He-Man delivers a thunderous punch, modern posing retro play. Beautiful figure. As you can see, he comes with some additional accessories. He comes with a flaming fist effect, his power sword, and his shield. On the back, beautiful illustration. He-Man uses the powers of Grayskull to summon the mega-powered Thunder Punch. Includes comic book. You can attach the Thunder Punch effect. So the play feature is you pull back his fist and then snap a powerful Thunder Punch. I'm a little tongue-tied today, if you couldn't tell. So this is a part of the rise of the Snake Men. Here's some of the other figures in the wave: King Hiss, Ratlor, Cobra Khan, Thunder Punch He-Man. Snake Armor He-Man seems to be the one a lot of people want. And we have Bolt Man. Alright, so we have Thunder Punch He-Man over here. We have the little comic book. This is the heart of the snake. We see the sorceress in the background. Wonderful looking comic book. I say this all the time. I'm hoping at some point they collect all the mini comics into like a, like a graphic novel collection of some sort. Over here we have the small little diagram indicating which pieces are removable. So the head, the fists, and the boots. Here's the flame effect. Nothing too special. I think you just sleeve it over his fist, like so. Also included is a shield. It's a nice metallic, or it's almost like a mirror chrome kind of finish. Really nice. And then he kind of comes with like a brass colored power sword. And much like the original toy, you can actually store the sword onto the shield. There's kind of like this, it's almost like a, I don't know, like a, what are those, it's almost kind of like a, I'm like tongue-tied, I can't figure out what this is called. Alright, oh, it's almost like a belt loop, but it's on top of the shield, and you can just slide the sword in place like that. So you can store the sword onto the shield, which is nice. Alright, so we're going to set this aside and look at the figure itself. Thunder Punch He-Man was probably, it might have been my favorite version of He-Man as a kid growing up. I think there was something about the body armor and the color scheme that really pulled everything together nicely. On top of that, the original figure had a really cool play feature, which we'll talk about in a second. But this one, it's a very solid looking figure. For the most part, it looks like, He-Man, standard He-Man. They did away with the Origins head, and they kind of gave him the throwback retro head, as you can see right here. It's kind of a shame because I kind of grew fond of the modern Origins head. I know most diehard fans prefer this one over the other one, but for me, I always kind of view Origins as not really as a reboot, but kind of like a reintroduction of He-Man. And even though the new head wasn't very popular, I kind of felt like, for me, that represented origins in general in this modern age. You know, for me, this is kind of more of a throwback. It would be nice if in the deluxe set that they give us the alternate head like we've seen them do before. But I think for the most part, you know, fans just really embraced, you know, the much older style head. The body armor, it's a nice shade of red-orange. Much like the original one, it has kind of like silver highlighting for the logo and on the edges. This is removable also. You see here the straps. You know, you just take it off. So Thunder Punch He-Man's gimmick is that you twist him at the waist, much like other figures, and then when you release them, there's this loud popping noise, much like the original figure. Now, the difference between this one and the original figure is as follows. Alright, so here is the original figure from the 80s. This is actually my childhood toy. I had to restore it with pieces from another figure. The one I had as a child, for whatever reason, I have no recollection of what happened to it. It was missing one of the arms, and then the bands that hold, or the single band that holds the legs together was deteriorating, so I had to swap that out. So while I was restoring my old figure, you know, I got another beater figure to like salvage parts off of. And one thing I kind of discovered along the way during that whole restoration process is that there's actually a difference between Masters of the Universe figures depending on where they're produced. I never knew this. If you know more about this, feel free to leave, you know, more information in the comments down below. But when I was trying to Frankenstein my old figure together from parts from another one, I think my figure might have been made like maybe in China, and then I was using pieces from a figure from Mexico. And what I didn't realize is that they're kind of like different figures. They look identical, but then when you examine them more closely, there's like subtle differences in them, which really surprised me. So the original figure, its Thunder Punch gimmick was done a lot differently. Whereas this one just has the spring-loaded waist, and then when it hits its final stop, it makes that snap, or that popping noise. The original toy utilized this feature where the backpack is not removable on the original figure. So these straps and this chest plate are actually part of the body. They're sculpted on. And then the original toy's backpack, you pop this open, and then this here is for the cap ring. So in the 80s and 70s, you know, toy guns looked very realistic. And on top of them looking very realistic, they kind of had this play feature where you take this thing. It's called a cap ring. And it's filled with, I think it's like gunpowder or something. And you place it in here, close it, and then as he'd rotate, the mechanism would go off, and then this here, it's almost like the hammer of a gun. It would like pull back, and it'd hit the cap ring, and all of a sudden it'd make this loud popping noise, and then there'd even be, like in some cases, like almost like a puff of smoke. It was kind of wild because back in the 70s and 80s, you know, we didn't really care, so you know, we just made stuff crazy. But this is the original Thunder Punch He-Man. You know, he's just missing the cap ring and the actual, like, real sound effect. But as you can see, the new toy kind of retains the same, like, swinging feature. The cool thing about the new toy, though, is that once he hits his full punch, he just automatically stops at the neutral position. So he'll always reset with his torso in correct alignment with his lower body. With the older figure, after he would snap, if you look at it, his upper torso, it's almost perpendicular to his waist. So you'd never really be able to get him in a neutral pose perfectly because the way it's spring-loaded, he's always going to be rotated a little bit. And then with this one, but if you notice with the original figure is that his head remains stationary in alignment with the lower torso. So when you pull it back, his head's always looking forward. So it's cool. Definitely, you know, one of my favorite versions of He-Man, if not my favorite version of He-Man as a child growing up. I still have vivid memories of playing with this figure. It's crazy. But the new one is nice. You know, if you can't afford hunting down the old one, or if you're just a fan of the Origins figures in general, this one is really cool. I know a lot of people are always in love with, like, you know, the much more iconic version of He-Man in the standard armor, but for me, this is pretty cool. I dig this one a lot, and it's a nice, you know, modern reinterpretation of this, you know, classic figure. So this is really, really well worth the purchase. I'm so glad I got this. All right, so let's wrap this one up. On a scale of 1 to 10, for me, this guy is perfect. Even though he doesn't have the exact same gimmick as the original figure, it does a close enough job to, you know, recreating, you know, the overall effect and experience of what you'd get. You know, minus that cloud of smoke and the crazy smell of gunpowder. Alright, so wrapping this up, once again, my name is Lou. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, be safe. Whoops, I had these swapped around. No, wait, is this right? No, this goes here. God damn it. Right, this goes here. This is the new one. Alright, these pair together. Alright, so as I was saying, once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So, until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. Alright, later.